So you're thinking about buying a home in Charlotte, North Carolina, but you're asking yourself, is Charlotte walkable? Well, that's exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Yadi Karina Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Lifestyle International Realty here in Charlotte and the surrounding areas. If you're thinking about making a move to Charlotte, North Carolina, I'd love to be a resource for you. Every week, I share what it's like to live here in the Queen City. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'm inviting you to do so right now so you can continue learning more about this beautiful, beautiful city. Now let's find out, is Charlotte truly walkable? Walkability is measured by at least 4 different metrics. 1, are there sidewalks? 2, are the intersections designed to be friendly towards pedestrians? 3, is there access to amenities? And 4, is there an infrastructure that accounts for pedestrians? If an area has all 4 of these metrics, it is considered walkable. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The long answer of is Charlotte walkable is no. Most of Charlotte is not going to be walkable, and you are going to have to drive, or you're going to have to be able to use Uber, Lyft, a bus, a train system, but there isn't a lot of availability of public transit. So it isn't necessarily walkable if you take it in its whole totality. However, there are parts of Charlotte, neighborhoods, and sections that are walkable. Today, we're going to talk about 5 neighborhoods that are truly walkable in Charlotte. The first neighborhood we're going to talk about is Dilworth. Dilworth is actually considered the oldest suburb in Charlotte. According to niche.com, it's also the #1 neighborhood to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. It has tree-lined streets and a historic district, as well as a propensity for bungalow homes. It is well known for that. This area has a small population. Only about 2,700 people live here, and it is about 8 minutes away from Uptown Charlotte by car. But get this, it is a 34-minute walk to Uptown Charlotte, so you can actually get there by foot. You're also going to find lots of restaurants, bars, parks, and shops in this area. Now, you are going to pay a big price tag to live here because of its proximity to Uptown Charlotte and its beauty. It is going to come in at about $1 million for a home. This is a big deal. And the reason why is because the average home value of a property in Charlotte, North Carolina is $400,000. So you're going to pay to live in this area, but you're going to have access to a ton of things because the density of people is tight here and you can quickly access amenities. Neighborhood number 2 is going to be South End. Now, South End borders Dilworth. In fact, sometimes it's hard to tell where Dilworth ends and South End begins. However, the price tag is going to tell you so because in South End, you're going to pay an average of about $597,000 for a home there. And there's going to be a propensity for there to be rentals as well as condos in this area. It does have a very low median age. So you're going to be about 28 or 29 years old if you live in this area. It attracts young professionals, and it also has access to the light rail system. I love South End. Some of my favorite restaurants are there. You have Hawker's, Leroy Fox. You have Snooze there. You have the Eagle. There are some amazing eateries there. The other thing about this place is that it's very, very close to Uptown Charlotte. By car, it's 9 minutes away. But if you decide to put on your walking shoes, it is 31 minutes away by foot. So South End is an area that's extremely popular with young people, but it's also a trendy area to visit, to hang out and have a good time. There's lots of art galleries here. There's some nightlife. There's breweries. and there's restaurants. So this is going to be an awesome way to access Uptown Charlotte, but not for the same price tag that you have to pay if you're in Dilworth. The third neighborhood that we're going to talk about today is, of course, Uptown Charlotte. This is where the magic happens. Of course, it is an urban setting, so you're going to see skyscrapers, very tall buildings housing condos or rentals. So if you're a young professional, you're probably going to be attracted to this area because you're going to have a ton of walkability, a ton of access to things, and you're probably going to be close to work because this is where all the banking professionals, the energy sector professionals, the NASCAR professionals are coming from Monday through Friday or a couple times a week now that some people are working remotely. This area is composed of 4 wards. Now, you're going to pay about $388,000 for a home here. And even though that price tag seems a little low, that's because a lot of these are going to be condos. But you can pay upwards of $2 million to be in this part of town. Now, there is a ward, the 4th ward, where there are actually homes, a lot of Victorian homes, just beautiful. You can't even imagine that this neighborhood exists right next to skyscrapers. It is gorgeous. Now, you're also going to have access to amazing things here. Broadway shows. You're going to have sporting venues here. You're going to have some of the best restaurants. Chima, which is a Brazilian eatery, is one of my favorite places to eat there. King's Kitchen, amazing food there, as well as Eddie V's, super popular with tourists and the locals. So Uptown Charlotte is going to give you probably the most walkability of any of the neighborhoods we're going to talk about today, but it's going to come at a cost, not only in a price tag, but you're going to have traffic because this is where everybody comes to do their job Monday through Friday. The 4th neighborhood we're going to talk about today is called NoDa. NoDa is named after North Davidson, which is the main street in this area. Its claim to fame is that it's extremely eclectic here. It has a very artisan vibe to it. It tends to attract musicians, poets, people who love the art. And that's because you're going to find restaurants, bars, breweries, music venues here, tattoo parlors, art galleries. So it's definitely got its own vibe. This place is about 10 minutes away from Uptown Charlotte, and you're going to see a lot of different looking homes here. So you can find anything from arts and crafts to modern homes. A lot of times they knock homes down and start from scratch and build brand new construction. You're going to pay about $489,000 to live in this area, but you have access to the light rail. And some of my favorite places to go here are Haberdish, which is an amazing restaurant, and Amelie's. The 5th neighborhood that we're going to talk about today is Plaza Midwood. Now, Plaza Midwood's about 11 minutes from Uptown Charlotte. If you decide to take the hike, it's going to be just as long as walking from NoDa, an hour and 23 minutes. I don't suggest you do that because your little footsies might be hurting by the time you get there. However, you don't even have to take that route because there's a ton to do here. There's restaurants, there's coffee places, there are shops, and if you're feeling adventurous, there are even tattoo parlors here. This area is adorable. It's very, very walkable. You can get to a lot of different pizza shops, and there's just so many little things and treasures to enjoy here. If you walk down Pecan Ave, you're going to find places like the Diamond, which is a staple out there, and Calle Sol. You also have Moxie Mercantile, which is a very popular place to shop. If you go down the Plaza Street, you're going to find some beautiful historic homes, including Victorian homes, which you don't often see here. Also, Harris Teeter. It is a huge Harris Teeter. It is 2 stories with a Starbucks inside. And this was the location of the very first Harris Teeter here in Charlotte. So you will love exploring this area. And if you want to live here instead of just explore, it's going to cost you about $827,000. So here we have it. 5 of the top walkable areas in Charlotte. They're all different price ranges, anywhere from the 300s to over $1 million. So you get your pick of the litter, but don't feel like you have to stop there. There are a lot of areas in Charlotte that may not be as walkable, but they do have pockets of walkability. Some of those are Steel Creek and University. So do not feel like you do not have options. But if you want to discuss it further, because these are things that you may not know unless you're a local, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Yadi Karina Jones. I'm a local real estate agent with Lifestyle International Realty here in Charlotte and the surrounding areas. If there's anything I can do for you, please connect with me. Set up a Zoom call. I'd love to talk. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a minute to do so right now so you can continue learning what Charlotte has to offer. It's an amazing place to move to, or it's an amazing place to move around. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.